I'd like to open the meeting to the Hartsville Trousdale Water Sewer Utility Board for this June 24th. Thank you for all joining us. And with that, I'd like to ask for the invocation from Mayor McCall, please.
Yeah, pray Father, we thank you for a good day and for the blessings we enjoy. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. I pray that you give us godly wisdom in the decisions that we make. Thank you for our community and our town and our county, and I pray that you'll continue to bless public gatherings and with the protection that we need. Thank you that we can enjoy citizenship of the United States of America. I pray that you bless America and the nation of Israel and the people of the world that are suffering in Jesus' name. Amen.
You all stand and we'll do the pledge of allegiance. So Mr. Tommy, we're going to lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a roll call and determine for quorum, please.
Heather Bay,
Present.
Mark White,
Here.
Sissy Harper,
Here.
Jack McCall,
Yep.
Lonnie Taylor,
Oh,
and Deanne Villa. We do have a quorum.
Thank you. Does anyone have any amendments to the agenda?
The only thing I want to amend is the salary portion, because that was up until next week by the county commission.
You'll note for the agenda change, we'll keep the word budget approval by county commission. There's some conversation that'll happen later, but we will remove the word salary, please.
motion to approve.
Second. I have a first and a second on the floor. Thank you, Mr. Taylor, and thank you, Ms. Harper. Any discussion or any other changes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next order of business is our minutes. They are in your packet. Have they altered since they were emailed out? They're not, so they've remained the same. Move to approve.
Second. Mr. White has.
I have a Pepper for first, Mr. White for a second. Any other comments? Concerns? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Our next order of business is the financial report. Has it altered since the packet was sent out?
It has.
Thank you. First, Ms. Harper, I have a second from Mr. Taylor, both. Anyone have any comments? Questions?
How we did.
How we do?
Interesting. I think it was good.
You'll follow the difference from our profit and loss where, with our balance sheet, we are looking at a difference of $174,234.16. The year to date appears to be $415,698.29. Year to date at this time last year was $241,464.13.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye, please. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next order of business, we have our engineering report by Mr. Evan White with Mid-10 Engineering. You have the floor, sir.
All right, and so the ARP projects, the flow monitors are just about done. I think we got another day, 2 days ago, sent an email. He's about to come give us some reports finally. We haven't really had any major rain events since the last time he reported to us, but we've had rain. Everybody's well aware of that, but, no downpours. show any major spots that would relate to, so we told him to take them out for the dry months, he's gonna come get them, clean them. That's on the flow monitors, the other project is the tank painting. I've approved golf shop drawings, they are planning on coming in the next month. They're gonna start at the water treatment plant tanks. I'm trying to not have them and, WNO that's doing the tube settlers to be here at the same time at the plant. I have not got an update from WNO when they think that material to the heat will be here. The other project is Starlight. It is gonna be bid out July the 10th. At 12 p.m. here. So it's out for bid right now for Starlight. That takes care of our ARPs, except for the water treatment, design. It's in design right now, and we have submitted the permits to, Core and to TDEC for a withdrawal permit of 5 MGD. So that's 9 million, to see what they're gonna tell us there. We've also got 2 pump stations, we got a Sam Beasley, I'm doing a sewer for y'all, and then we got, Brownie's Ranch or whatever they. Right. Yeah, whatever y'all call that one, they will be done by the next meeting. To the state, so. So those, that's the projects I've got right now. Another thing. I'll take questions on anything over there. Oh, Morrison Street tank. It's getting torn out July the 7th. I'll go over this whenever you go.
Thank you for that update and noting that you'll come back to us on the, state inspection. And note that the Morris Street tank was already on that, so that will be discussed again. Anybody have any questions for Mr. White? Thank you. Next order of business is our general manager's report for water loss, for May 2025.
Our water loss has, gone from 48.1 last month, it is now 25.9%. That's due to calibrations of the meters at the water plant and the timing of them increase.
Any other big problem areas that you've seen?
No, nothing that's happened this season.
Thank you. Next order of business is our annual sanitary survey.
I'll take this.
Thank you, sir.
So the state got done their sanitary survey, they found basically 4 items. 3 items, 4 of them have to, is, being addressed. You still scored a 97. 97% on your system, they're also gonna find some things we already knew about, and they just noted them again. The first one is, they're saying the paint's beginning to deflate in the filter rooms, above the filters at the treatment plant. Your second one is your disinfecting the byproducts, which y'all done addressed, it was the letters that go out, and so all those, Scotty said is in, they all drop below limits, so your next one will come in good. It's a 4-month or 4-quarter average, so it takes a while to get them out, because you're taking 4 quarters at a time. past two quarters have been way below limits. And the reason for what y'all had was y'all was feeding bullies along with, carbon and plant, which was causing them. Which was the state, advised y'all to actually feed that, so. We'll get that taken care of now. The next violation, they're talking about all the tanks that you've got, because you have to have those checked every 5 years. TVA tank, they say has got about 15% of, coating that's flaking. Of course, always, every one of them you got that's in the woods has got mold and everything on the outside. There's nothing to that you have to do. It's just if you clean them, the coating actually lasts longer. But it's nothing, there's nothing that's required by the state or any other agency as far as cleaning those. The inside, I think, it's the one, yeah, it had pinholes in it. So eventually we're gonna have to start doing some, pit filling on that tank when we go to coating. And I think it's a due for another inspection as well, probably. Gravel hill, tank, it's missing 35% of the ground around the base. And it needs cleaning as well, it says. Sulphur College, this is the one that we're possibly gonna take out of service, so you can disregard this one. We've kind of, addressed this in previous sanitary surveys. Once we get the pump going on Browning's Branch, we'll know for sure that if we're gonna take it out of service for y'all. Ward Hill, basically it's 90% covered. Near the analogies. Lawson Street tank is getting getting tore down, so I don't know why they know they did. I know Tony told them all this on the tanks, but they still know that. Snake Hill tank is getting fixed with the ARP funds, along with the water treatment plant, which they didn't know did getting fixed, but they didn't know the other ones. And then the other one's just that we have to do a corrective action plan and have it back to PDEC by July 30th. Oh, how you want to address these findings, so. I'll take questions.
So it looks like we're having a consistent, which is normal with any structure with the mildew and algae. Is that something that you want to do in-house, or is that something that you would look to third party to acquire to clean those tanks?
I talked to Tony, I mean, people doing both ways. Basically you just take a pressure washer out there and wash them. I can give you the spec, I think it's 3,000 PSI, it's not a real high PSI. And you also add a low, dosage of bullets to that as well. It can be done, or you can bid them all out. You can price to see what somebody's doing here and you can do this.
Is that something that you have the staff that you could spare to do that project in-house? It's something that I would recommend you look at too, if you can spare the team.
Do we have pressure water?
So.
You got anybody mad at?
But most places will rent a manual, you know, you stand on a basket and you drive around, so it's. And most, I think all these are great, aren't they? I want to go to Ward Hill, I don't know, it's pretty. Yeah,
It's
it's
pretty
like, I
tough.
knew there was one, and I didn't think y'all had it, yeah. But the rest of them aren't found, so.
What's that, Tom? How do you get a good look at it?
Like my local one. Who's that, fake guy?
Yeah.
He just looks it over, we have it inspected. He looks at it, it's like, oh, each other.
And then the painting as well. And I mean, it looks like I know they have to nitpick. But it is the capital investment of the department, and so for longevity. And painting's another thing that we could.
And we always go off the inspector's report, so like, if the inspector, even though it's showing some pinholes, there comes a point where he actually suggests that it's time to come in and do your pit filling and do the coating, because you don't want to go in there Right now, you're only 15%, so it's like. You don't want to take and waste a good coat or a lot of a good coating just to fix. You know,
Makes sense.
they will make that, once they make the recommendation for something to be done, the we just will. Have it bid out and fixed, so that's what we're doing, the two at the water plant and the one at Snake. Hill this time because they was suggested in the reports to be done. And I don't know what y'all want to do about the lake and the boat builders, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I think you need to see if you got the staff that is equipped to do that, or if you can sacrifice this staff to paint, or if you do need to look at a third party to interior, you know, your filter room and your, actually, unless anybody else have any recommendations?
Yeah, I'd keep it in house if we could,
I
but if you tied up doing water department stuff, you ain't got time to be pressure washing and paint. But as far as like the pinholes and stuff, I get what you're saying, wait until they make you do it, but. I guess out of ignorance, is that not something we'd be better off to head it off now? I get what you're saying, but would we be better off to go ahead and fix it now? New coating and all that, would it last longer, I guess is what I'm saying, versus letting it get worse before we come in and. Would it save us any money to do it?
It depends, it needs another inspection anyways, I'm pretty sure TVA was last done about the 5 years, so we're probably up for another one. So I would suggest getting a new inspection and we can compare it to the last one to see.
There's 2022, yeah.
See how much has progressed.
Remember,
Some of it could be, is it got cathodic protection? It should. Some of it could be your cathodic protection, because it should be eating your cathodic instead of
like water,
putting pinholes in the
Okay.
tank, so. That's something else to do with that. But yes, I mean. If you,
and I'm just asking,
well, the tank was built when the prison came, so I'm not sure the year of that, so 2010. Was it that year?
It was here when I started living in that same year.
Okay,
So,
Chris, you been here that long?
not the tank.
based on the time. So it's probably the last time it's had a code, so I mean, 20 to 25 years is about all you're gonna get out of those.
Ballpark, what do you think it's gonna cost, coat that,
I can get you a quote, I can't.
just throwing a number at the wall. 50,000, 100,000,
Now, you're talking 300 or 500,000 from,
dollars.
yes, it's 700,000, yeah, it's a lot of area. But I can get you a quote, because it'll be a little different, I mean, it's up there in the woods. so-
100,000.
Well, I mean, Snake Hollow was 100,000,
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Snake, whatever it was, he went all apart, Snake Hill was like 100,000.
Why we got all these tanks?
Looking and putting it out of service while they do it.
Yeah, that's something else we discussed on that. The prison has a capacity. A fire flow capacity in that tank, and in order to coat the inside, you have to take it offline.
So we take it offline to coat it, they have another right, problem solved.
No. But that is something that we need to look into and consider. With that statement for the contract with Core Civic. Find out what we've got with them currently, and let's bring that back to the attention. If it's 16 years, then I don't know what it's. Well, let's find out what the sunset is, especially in coordination with the county's agreement.
At some point, we have to do maintenance on that tank, so it'll have to come offline.
I think that's a perfect opportunity for us to take all this into consideration for future.
You just gotta have a
Services.
contingency plan, so. And they got I ain't read a contract with them.
They could buy a second tank.
Or have a pump out there just in
A
case.
pump for offering the PSI that's required to use the system. So we can get that, if we can find legal and get them to pull that, that's it, right? Okay, thank you. And then we'll know where to move forward on that. Mm-hmm. And I want you to note in here, you'll see that there is the survey rating was actually done by one gentleman, and then it was apparently taken back, and this is the manager actually who wrote the letter and, pointed out the discrepancies, from the environmental field audit. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And I'm grateful to hear that it's far better than what I was expecting to hear, with a 97.5 being actually approved, by the inspector. And Tony, Emily, it's quite obvious that the two of you have a great staff that attempts to protect this department as much as possible and keep the system, because they're quite cautious about how much access and capability does this department have. So,
There was one more item
yes, sir.
I left that I missed, was there is a fence that needs to be put around Snake Hill tank.
And that, so the snacks, okay,
That's
so,
the one we wanna code.
so you're gonna code it with the ARP funds. Those are federal funds. The fence is not included in that grant.
No, fence was not brought to our
Is
attention.
there eligibility for an amendment for that grant? And I know feds only pay for a 5-foot fence instead of a 6-foot fence too.
I mean, I'll see if they'll let us do it after the bid, but I'm gonna tell you, your paint coating contractor probably
Okay,
won't be able to fix them. Best thing to do is just bid it out.
separate project.
There was just a fencing contractor at the right there. We do need to do that. But we need to do the rest of it. It's a homeland security thing.
So do you need movement made on that and anything with the Starlight bid for 710? Do you need movement or movement for starting of the fence project?
Put it out.
Put it out for bid? Do you need a movement for us to tell you to put it out for bid?
I mean, we will, but it'll be a little while.
Okay.
I mean, we gotta get a pump station put in at Brownings before they paint the tank, then they gotta paint the tank, so.
So you'd like for it to be
It's
phased
gonna be-
after that project?
Cause the fence is in the way.
Yeah.
We're trying to do it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, we're just bringing here.
You talk security and safety and I'm like,
There's not a, you gotta do this for every day, there's no stipulation, it's just, it needs to be done. I mean, it's been like that since it was built, so. You will. Good luck getting up there yourself.
And let the minutes show that there was not a notation of our max capacity, as some of us had been kind of fearing and warning. So it sounds like we're much better off than what we thought we were. We just need to make sure that we can offer the proper PSI for the proper areas in the county. Is there anything else you can think of that we need to be looking for? Okay. Thanks. Back to the general manager report.
Order capacity review.
We're,
Gonna get with, I've gotten with our computer system, I'm trying to get some usage reports out to get a 12-month. Average of everybody's water usage to see what areas are using. The most water, where we need to improve some lines or. Coverages.
We thought they had about it
Yeah.
too, he's looking, there won't. I'll intervene a little bit here, we got a model built for y'all's entire system. So what they're gonna do is give me a 12-month average on customer meters, I can plug that in the software. So then we know how much people are using then we can analyze each line on this road. You got some roads that's got 2 inches and 4 inches and 6s and 8s, and, you know, you got all different sizes, but we're trying to see if some are already at capacity. That way, as far as all these developments going on, we can actually tell them, yes, there's capacity left, or no, we're already maxed out. So each time somebody comes in with a development, we can actually review that for the department. And show them, and the department will also know which lines are limited, like they'll have a list of which ones.
That's much needed for anyone who walks off the street, tries to get one, that would be a great resource. Any other questions?
So did we receive a letter that said we're at capacity?
So we're not at capacity, no, sir.
But you have in the past, and with ARP funds, we're designing a new plan. So that knocked that criteria out. All you have to do is be in the process of design. So that's why you don't have that criteria against you now.
We didn't get written up for it at this time because we were already doing the steps to move forward with the new plan.
Mr. Phillips.
But your plans pushing capacity, and you've got areas pushing capacity as well.
And we are in design review for what's next as far as our plan.
For a new plan.
Yes.
Correct.
So that's,
And a withdrawal permit from the company.
that's going on now,
Yes,
and we're still on the river.
yes.
It's forward. Going forward. We'll be fine, I think. We got water.
Oh, yeah.
That was a regional, from a regional standpoint, we're in a good position.
Regional position, the regional platform actually allows us to be quite eligible for more funding and opportunities than if we, went out there and applied for everything just for the municipality. So when you go for those ARP funds, when you go for the bill money, those things, if you talk with the growth and not, because we are not the only ones who are serving the land square footage of this county. We are actually, providing other counties, yes, and other providers with water. But yet also some of the metropolitan area's constituents receive water from Castaic Springs or from Lebanon, and those things. So, but, the goal is to keep water flowing.
So strategically, don't we need to bring in whatever political muscle we have at our disposal at the right time to get this money for a regional?
We will, but I believe we'll need the justification driven by Mr. White's research on our 2, 4, and 6 inch lines in certain areas for capacity. That's gonna be fed by the pre-existing tank to know what we would need to go to. Did I say that right?
Yeah, I mean, there's some areas we can see what needs upgraded if you wanna serve people, but, from your standpoint, you're going to get people on board. If they're gonna get on board, we've tried several times to get somebody to say something nobody ever wants to say for sure they'll use it or not, so. We're applying for 5 MGDs right now, y'all are about 1.3 is what y'all are using, so. We're getting a capacity of 5, so.
Versus 1.3.
Correct, so you'll be able to pull 5 million gallons a day, and treat that much if you run the plant 24 hours a day. The new
With
line,
the new facility.
yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Can we, I heard this right, we can begin to analyze on a particular road, how many more houses we can serve.
Exactly.
Yes,
As we go forward.
yeah, well, once I get that information out.
That's exactly.
Well, what you don't wanna do, but they're, and y'all ain't run into it yet, but you don't want a development to come in and develop and you give them the right. You told them they can look on and then your existing customers suffer from.
Exactly.
That's it.
From all.
Anything else? The next order on the general manager report is, where we pulled off the word salary, and I just wanted to, bring to your attention that the county commission, approved there's a resolution where the Tri-South County operating budget for fiscal year 24-25 will cease June 30th. And in the event that the new budget is not approved, the Hartsville Tri-South County Commission, the budget operates be continued from the fiscal year 2025 budget until the budget of the fiscal 2026 can be approved. And that's just a precaution in the event that it wasn't approved, that we would be still living off of the old budget. And I just wanted to let you all know, I don't think we need a movement on that because the county already made the movement, but I just want to let you know that that might impact and affect the budget that we're living off of if the county commission does not approve the county budget. So,
And they have a call meeting next Monday.
okay.
Yes, we do, at 7 o'clock.
Sounds
Everything has to go forward, it has to be posted on the internet for 5 days. We have a lot of amendments, changes, typos, movements in that thing. It had to lay out for 5 days on the internet for legitimately 5 days. That law did pass this year, so once it's set for 5 days and all the commissioners has a revised edition in their hands, 1 week, we can come back on Monday and then we can take it for a first reading.
Yes, that's why we pulled the salary off of the agenda, so we'll discuss that next month. Our salary changes will not be impacted or decided upon until after the county commission votes on theirs first. We've already voted, actually, so, but in the event that it has to go into play, so, anyone have anything else? Thank you. Thank you, appreciate that. Input. Anything else? Manager report. All right, next order of business is our public comments. See, we have a little public in the space. We're all public actually, but if anyone has any statements or inquiries that wants to speak.
I do.
Yes, sir. Can you state your name, sir?
Jerry Brown.
Your last name spelled please? Yeah, how do you say B-R?
Broner.
A-W-N-G-R. Thank you, mister. We appreciate you coming today.
But I don't mean to interfere often.
You're not interfering,
But
you're,
the only complaint, I got a little complaint. Ever seem like every time they have to work on the line or anything, I get muddy water at my house. I got pictures in the bucket showing you what comes out of my faucet. I don't know, but it's cut, it's like PVC cut and stuff coming out of it. I got pictures I'll show you in a minute. And this up the first time, I got to hear about just a couple of weeks ago. I got a bunch, then back several months back, maybe been over a year. I had another, done the same thing. I don't know why it is, but it seems like it comes right up to my house and a lot of people are saying, the old Storytown Road. And it seemed like some of the other people complain about their water being dirty or dangerous or something. I mean, I'm not mad about it, I do get upset about it, because I done had spent over, the first time I had spent over $300 something on my ice maker in my refrigerator. But what I'm thinking about doing is going under my house and putting me one of them inline filters on it to try to avoid that. But I wish you would try to see what's going on. I think like y'all was working on them for a temple of it.
Honeysuckle up in there?
Yeah, right after that, I got all the PVC cuts in my house. Come on.
We
If
don't,
you don't care, I'll show you a picture of it. Like I said, I'm not mad at it, I know I get upset about it. Cause it messes up my, my refrigerator and all that kind of stuff. But, I just like you to try to be a little more careful and try to flush them things out before it gets into lines and stuff.
it's my understanding that line's
We
not,
believe what you're telling us. We believe you.
Right.
I know you're probably having problems, don't get me wrong,
That line's not
I'll go along with you.
or is it?
Anyway,
Yes, it lines PVC, but
His
where we had
is,
to leave,
But where we worked on it is not PVC.
yeah,
right? It
PVC,
was-
but this was forward, it should have pushed out that blow off before it got to his house, cause his line. This line goes here, his line's going up, so
Mhm.
this is dead end, it should have went out that way.
And the meters have screens on them, so if it was coming out of our line, it wouldn't be going into his line, it would be stopped at that meter.
There should be, maybe got screened, then,
Huh?
the meter should have a screen in.
I don't know, but you get to them Smith, you get pulled up here, and I'll show you.
Do you have any pegs line? Do you have pegs or?
No, man, no, sir,
You don't?
no, I have all PVC for the meter.
Is it white shades? White or blue shades?
It looks like it's blue, the cut in it. I don't know if it's turned to color or not. Give me just a second, I mean, I want to go to your stand.
I don't understand why it's got shades around, when you went up at like, it should have went out honeysuckle. That's before his house. It should have went out there.
All right, here. Look, I don't think there's a. There. Y'all could still be close. Yeah, and this is just another one, I tell you. Reading that top there, I was, used to spray, I had my sprayer, and got my sprayer out, and go run water, and then I got to look at it, I seen all that stuff in there, I said, what the heck's wrong with this? I mean, I thought I had dirt in my tank, I poured it back out, run out some more, I say some more. Well, I got my bucket, and that's what I got out. Before, back a couple, I guess it's been over a year ago, I had that, I drawn out over 5 buckets of that before I ever got it cleared up.
Sometimes we have settlement pipe, but
I
that,
don't know, but let me, I'll show you I found it, the little picture.
cause they should never affected him, what's that? Well, I don't think.
Well, all right, let me tell you something, when y'all used to have low pressure on Bradley Hill, y'all sucked, when that thing, before it keep the pump on, it would draw the water back from me and take it away from me.
And that's
Every
really
time.
wrong about that pipe, we put that 8 inch in, and that,
Yes, it is, son, I have to agree with
so
you.
that 2 little pipe feeding somewhere else, a bigger pipe or something. That's
Yeah,
what's
when
going
y'all
on.
had, well, it went from 6 to 4, back to 6 or something up there, it was 41, I think. And I feel like complaining about that, and y'all found me and said, how many leaks up and down through there? Ain't that right?
It was probably, yeah.
So Brian, thank you for coming before us today. If I could ask the team to actually look into his meter, make sure it's operating as it should be, and with the filter that's supposed to be installed on it, and see if there's anything else.
It's the same thing.
If there's anything that we need to do on our end.
I said, I know y'all got your hands full and everything, keeping all this going, and I'm not meaning to be ugly or nothing, but I just like to try to get it cleaned out before I went and get it. But like I said, I am going to take it and go in the house and cook it, and I'm gonna put that inline filter in there to kind of help keep from getting in my refrigerator. And I know the refrigerator got a filter on it, but it didn't catch it. And it tore it up, had to get it roast. Me and him worked on it. Matter of fact, I fixed it. He saved a little money. He did tell me what was wrong with it, and I fixed it. But we got the part from him and fixed it, and said. Is that valve in there, what it was, stopped up that valve? Okay. Here's some of it.
Oh, yes. We're not questioning what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Thank you.
know it's hard to keep it, other stuff out, and I just like to say something, to try to do the best we can with this, you know, sure.
We don't mind mowing off, try to take that's fine.
And,
Right.
but anyway, that's all I got, I mean,
Thank
I
you.
just I don't mean to, I said interrupt y'all, but I will.
You're not interrupting.
Maybe help you solve a problem
Yeah, we're not-
somewhere down the line, if it's on my problem, I'll get it fixed. What I am gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna put an inline filter as soon as I can get time to do it.
Well, we appreciate you coming before us today and talking to us about what's going on, and we'll
I appreciate
definitely,
y'all listening.
look into it. My pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Rosalie, do you have anything before us today?
Yes, there's been quite a bit of, conversation concerning whether or not we're at capacity with the planning commission, with all the different developments coming forward. We want to make sure that we're not approving things that aren't gonna be able to be supplied. I know we've talked about before requiring them to come and talk with you guys and see about feasibility studies. You know, are they gonna be able to have water? Now, with the individual houses, because we are having quite a few of just individual houses on different areas. I'm glad to hear that we're gonna have, a tool that we're gonna be able to use As in, okay, what streets are gonna be able to have water? And that type of thing, so if we could involve the planning office, the building office on having that conversation as well. That way we know not to issue any building permits. I mean, they may check all the boxes, but if, typically. They come get a water tap after they have the building permit, so maybe we need to be checking with you guys. Before we issue the building permit.
I agree. There was, cause I recall there were 9 lots that were being subdivided off of a farm under 100 acres that backed up to Woodmore Lane, and our service capacity or our service center stops right before the Woodmore. And is that right?
You're
Yeah,
on 20,
yeah,
25.
yeah, on 25. So there definitely was some question as like, was there service? There's not any service past that. And this 2, 4, and 6 inch line knowledge will be quite influential on future developments.
Absolutely. So, and with Charleston County being very unique and having 3 different utility districts or 3 different utility entities servicing our county, Forest Parks with water, the Castalian Springs, Bethpage, and Lebanon Water, just looking at, okay, how can we get a good picture? I mean, you guys are gonna be able to give us information on the various roads, but, how do we involve Lebanon Water and the information from Castalian Springs, Bethpage? So any ideas, would love to brainstorm with someone on how we can get that information as well, because there is a lot of building going on Beachlands Bend. They are building out all those lots from the Helm property. The other thing too, that I have a question about, I know the Morrison tank saying that it's coming down July 7th. How does that impact that road? And, cause I know we did have some property that was wanting to be rezoned on Morrison Street, and so there was that discussion of, okay, it's, there's not a lot of fire protection. How can we help? Mitigate any kind of, strong flow or something like that from the various, residents there on that street. Because I know that there is property there that is zoned R2, which will need to come to full play if they decide to develop R2 pieces of property. They don't have to go through rezoning, so.
We've talked to some of them.
Good deal. All right. So if there's anything that, planning office can do, because we tend to get a lot of calls, if something's happening in the county, they like to let us know. We would like to be able to spread good information and, reassure people that, yes, somebody knows what's going on.
So on a single family home, is there a sign off that has to come before?
Currently,
Water
no.
department, okay.
No, typically, they have to, get a building permit before they're able to come and talk with you guys about getting a water tap, so maybe we need to look at.
But y'all don't
that
give up,
permit.
y'all don't give out a building permit until they have something from Tri-County, correct? Or is it different? Okay.
No, so the process has been, they have to have recorded warranty deed. If they're on sewer, they don't, if they're in the city limits, we don't have to have anything. If they have septic, then we have to have TDEC approval
Okay.
that they have gotten a septic permit indicating how many bedrooms. And so also a site plan on where they'd be placing their house, things of that nature. So maybe we need to look at reordering the permitting process and make sure that we've got you guys covered.
I think that would be advisable. Especially with the.
That they get signed off,
Mhm,
that they got availability.
mhm. Does that mean you and I are getting challenged? Oh, okay. Anything else? Thank you, Ms. Rosalie. Not sure how swift that could be, for that implementation, but we would look forward to working with you on all 3 of those requests that you just made, so. or Morristown, we actually talked to them, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, did you talk to residents, or did you talk to property owners and tenants, or did you just talk to property?
Developers.
Okay. Right. Moving on. Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I have a question. Y'all talk about pumps a while ago. Y'all think put a pump that direction sometime pretty quickly?
No, sir, this is gonna be on Browning Branch.
Browning Bridge.
Yes, sir.
Well, the reason I said that, I live on the hill. And sometimes the pressure gets kind of weak. Since y'all changed the pipe, it's been a lot better.
Okay.
And stuff. As a matter of fact, I had to put a pump on the third pump of water in there.
Yeah.
At one time, I guess y'all know that.
Yeah, I mean, that-
There, Jared Hams and some stuff put in there. But I didn't know where maybe y'all, but like I say, going across the hill, all this land said, and everybody's wanting the tower. So, I mean, when they get more across the hill, they gonna pull it off of me,
You're right.
So I just thought I'd bring it in too, I didn't know where y'all put plug in. Somewhere.
No, I right up there.
I wish what you do, I'm gonna give my opinion, I wish you'd go over on 141, get that pump up where Long said, and bring it down there, to the spot right there at the bridge. It's Green Grove Cemetery,
Yeah.
be a good place that way, because if you pump up storage down road, goes on through there, straight through, and up 141 too. That'd be an ideal place, and I think, I'm on the cemetery board, I think they probably would carry that some to property and feel whether you be moving there sometime.
Thank you.
But that's
Thank you, Mr.
whatever
Brown.
y'all want to do, but I just thought I'd give you, pay the proposal. Yeah, not give you three different ways there.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Bruder. Do we have any board member comments?
Second.
I have a first and a second to adjourn the meeting. Favor say aye. Have a good evening. Thank you very much.
I'm thinking, all this.
Yes, sir.